How's it going, YouTubers? We're bringing you guys another championship locals match today. On the left will be the Mamemon list from the previous video, and on the right we were going to have Mastemon. So before we hop into the gameplay, I want to say if you guys are interested in seeing more content like this, more rulings videos, and more deck profiles, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave any comments down below, and leave a like on the video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the match. So here, the Mamemon player is going to go ahead and start first. They are going to play the Izzy. Go ahead and reveal the top three. All three are going to be black. Going to add those back in whichever order he chooses, and it's going to gain that little bit of extra memory. One of the nice things about Izzy is the fact that sometimes he can basically just be a 3-cost memory tamer, especially in mono black decks. But here, the Mastemon player looks like they're in a little bit of a struggle here. They did evolve the Salamon back in Raising, but they don't have any follow-up. I'm guessing no tamer or anything. They want to get a board presence. So here they just go ahead and drop down the Witchmon. They're already going to go to 3, so you're not losing out too much. You saw that they kind of wanted to drop down that Lucemon, but without anything else in trash, that Lucemon is an illegal play because they only have 13 memory to technically work with. So here, Mamemon player doesn't have the rookie. I'm surprised they didn't stack that up on top, so they just go ahead and hard slam down the catch, put him back over to 3, and here the Salamon will just go ahead, swing in. It will die to the Bancho. Not something that you want to see as the Mamemon player, but probably runs, definitely runs 4, so that's not going to be an issue, hopefully. And then we'll just go ahead, do a little bit of cycle with the Demi-Meramon effect, and then just swing in Witchmon, which will also die to a big Mamemon. So here, the Mamemon player will go ahead, Digivolve into another Bancho, so you see they have the Bancho in hand. They're going to use their effect to try to play out something. They'll hit the Thundermon, trashing the rest, and then swing in with a Mamemon on field. They're going to go ahead, try to swing in for 2 checks, but they do hit the Chaos Degradation out of security. So here we're just going to put the Bancho back on bottom. That way you just know you're never going to have to deal with it hardly anymore. And then just hard slam down another Chikurimon, just passing turn. So here it looks like the Mastemon player's in a little bit of a rough point here, but we do have access to stuff like Flame Hell Scythe, which is exactly what we're going to see here. There's going to be a little bit of a misplay right here. They go ahead, play down the Witchmon, and then take back the Salamon. Now, Witchmon is only purple level 5 or lower Digimon. Again, I can't always watch these games, so I can't always catch these mishaps. But here, we'll just go ahead, start swinging in with our 2 Chikurimons, hitting another Witchmon, which is unfortunate. Here, they will take back the Lucemon. Not really what they want to take, but it's always good to have it. If they get a little bit extra memory, they can use it to potentially delete a Digimon. And then we're just going to go ahead, Digivolve up into the this is BT8 Mamemon, I believe, that fetches a level 7 virus-type Digimon from the trash. And then here, the Mastemon player will go ahead, just Digivolve into the Lady Devimon, try to get a little bit of cycle here. My guess is that they're missing a yellow. I mean, they definitely don't have any end of turn. But here, if depending on what the list is running, you'd hope for something like a Mastemon or a hard Digivolve into a Mastemon or hard into an Ophanimon. But beforehand, they're just going to go ahead, swing in the Witchmon, and get heavily punished. They're going to hit another Izzy out of security. It's just going to reveal 3 black cards again, passing back the memory. They're going to still gain that memory, and it's going to pass them over to 3, passing the turn back over. Here, the Mamemon player is just going to go ahead, swing in, get the check in, play down a Nanimon, and then Digivolve into a big Mamemon. So that way, if they do have access to something, they don't have to worry about being able to be hit by something like a Flame Hell Scythe with just the Nanimon and just losing that body on board. And then the Metal Mamemon will be able to have Reboot. So here on the Mastemon player's turn, they will go ahead, swing in with the Witchmon, hitting a second Izzy out of security. So that's 2 Izzies out of security already. Now that will go ahead, reveal another 3 black cards. That gains them a memory. So here, they don't have access to an Ophanimon with a yellow source, so they wouldn't even be able to get the recover. But Ophanimon wouldn't be the worst thing to have. But there's going to have to pass a decent amount of memory. They have maybe potentially Flame Hell Scythe if they have a Magna Angemon in trash, which I'm not exactly sure they do at the moment. But if they do, then that would probably be the best bet. But you wouldn't be able to remove anything at that point. You wouldn't be able to, like Kari would still pass the turn, so even if you do drop a Flame Hell Scythe, that's not going to be great. And if you drop a Chaos Degradation, again, there's not going to be much you're going to have to do in this situation. So here, it's kind of looking bleak for the Mastemon player. He has the big Mamemon, he has the Metal Mamemon, and he has another rookie in Raising. The best option you probably have here is to try to remove one of the level 5 Mamemons and then hope that your security has something to help deal with it. If it has something like a Flame Hell Scythe and they decide to swing high first, then you would be able to remove the bottom half. So in this situation, we're just kind of going back and forth. I'm expecting just that, yeah, there's a hard Digivolve into a Mastemon, putting something from trash into the top of the security. You see that they're just going to go ahead. They don't reveal it, but it looks like he probably stated it beforehand, where you're just going to go ahead and put in the Lucemon. So here at this point, you definitely just swing in. You could play play a little bit cautious, but I don't think that really works for you because they do have the body on field. They will just go ahead Digivolve into the War Greymon in attempts to maybe survive if they don't hit the Lucamon and have the reboot, and then they just swing Big Mamemon in and swing in the rookie. Little risky not swinging the bottom in first, but it did pay off in the end, and they will get game 1 for the Mamemon player. So on into game 2, as you would expect, the Mastemon player is going to opt to go second here. They always gain advantage by having a little bit more memory to work with, so they're just going to go ahead, drop down as the Mamemon player, drop down a Chikurimon and Digivolve into the back. The Mastemon player just going to go ahead and be a little risky. You know, it's a little risky to give 4 memory at the start, but sometimes it's all you really have, and here it kind of pays off. They recover a Flame Hell Scythe, so when they swing in, they go ahead hitting a Gatomon from the first check and then hitting the Flame Hell Scythe from the second check, which lets them delete the other body and then bring back out the Gatomon and gets them a little bit of cycle here. So here you see that they have the Lady Devimon in hand. They go ahead as the Mamemon player hard slamming down the big Mamemon, passing turn back over, and here you just Digivolve into the Lady Devimon. You go to 2 because it's only a 1 cost. You discard a thing. You go ahead, you do the full combo. You go ahead and bring out the Mastemon, DNA Digivolve. You definitely add the Magna Angemon back. You shuffle first, you recover. Here, looks like they get it right. You recover first, you use the effect of Mastemon to delete the big Mamemon, and then here the Mastemon probably should just go ahead and swing in. Even if you hit something like a Senbon Dokkan, you're not super worried about it because you have a 7 cost, so you can't just lose your new body, and then you play down the Kari. You know, chokes them to 2 a little bit, gives you a little bit of memory here, sets you up for future plays. If you do have something like an Ophanimon, then you can Ophanimon next turn, not pass turn, and have the Magna Angemon underneath as well. So here you're going to see that the Mastemon player is having a much better time and the Mame player is kind of struggling. There is going to be a glaring misplay right here. I hope you guys will not be too upset about it. I can't always watch these games, as I mentioned before with the Salamon issue, but here the Magnamon swings into security. It does hit a Thundermon. For those of you that don't know, just because it is a 7 cost does not mean it is a 7k. So this Magnamon is in fact a 6k Digimon and should have died to the Magnamon, or the Thundermon in security. So the second Magnamon dies to a Bancho. Here you can kind of go back and forth on how much this actually affected the gameplay. He decides to go ahead use Chaos Degrade to shred the top, or put him on bottom and shred the top security. So we know what the last security check is. That could still have been legal because we still have the purple source and we still have the Kari on field. The real issue here is how this would have affected the overall state of the game. The Toy Agumon is going to go ahead and swing in. It's going to grab a card off of the Pagumon. He doesn't really reveal the card, but he's kind of knows he's dead in the water now at this point, and he'll just go ahead play down the Thundermon. That believe that may have been the card that he grabbed. Here he'll just Digivolve into the big Mamemon, swing in, and then, you know, like, this is the issue here, is it could have gone an extra game, it could have gone at least an extra turn, but I still wanted to have this gameplay up because I do like to have the balls in the video, and even if it was against a Mastemon player that had a little bit of an unfair advantage there because of a misplay, I still wanted to show you guys this game. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop into game 3. So on to game 3, you'll see here that the Mamemon player does opt to let the Mastemon player go first, which they're just going to hard slam a Gatomon after playing a guy back in the back. Gatomon will only be able to fetch 1 target because he does reveal, I believe, a Tamer and an option. And then the Mamemon player is just going to go ahead, drop down a Thundermon and drop down a Mechanorimon. Here, the Mastemon player just wants to get a little bit of cycle, so they pitch the Lucamon when they swing in with the Gabumon, just to go ahead and get stuff in the trash for future combos. Maybe they're missing pieces, but maybe just in case they find the pieces, here we'll see that the Gatomon is just going to be, another Gatomon's going to be hard slammed, grabbing 2 Mastemon off of that effect, and then Thundermon's going to swing in, hitting a Kari, one of the worst things that you could possibly hit, because instead of being able to choke him like he wants to right now, he does in fact get the Kari to pass that memory back up to 3 whenever he Digivolves into the Mamemon. So here, now at 3 memory, they're going to go ahead, Digivolve back into the back. It looks like to me that they're still missing pieces. If they weren't missing pieces, they would have gone ahead and just gone up into a cheap DNA or a cheap Evo for both of the Gatomons. But here they Digivolve the Witchmon back in Raising, and then just play another Gatomon, revealing an option in 2 Salamons. So now there's 3 Gatomon on field. I don't know if this list currently, I'll try to have it in the description down below, but if the list ran something like Iron Fisted Onslaught, this would be a huge punish. It would put the player so far behind that they'd be having issue to dealing with it. So here they will just go ahead, Digivolve into the Bancho, which they will be able to play out a big Mamemon off of that effect, and then swing in 2 checks. It does in fact live both checks, and then Digivolving into another Bancho Mamemon, trying to reveal off the top, and unfortunately for the Mamemon player, not hitting anything. It also hurts that the Mamemon player is not having a a rookie in back, and then with that Zort defeat coming out of security, you just know that your Bancho is pretty much done for. Here we'll swing in with the Witchmon. We're going to get a little bit of draw and some discard off of the Gabumon effect. Hopefully at this point for the Mastemon player, they really try to want to find their pieces. They have 3 Gatomon set up on the field. They can effectively Digivolve into both of their combo pieces for just 1 memory apiece, so they can go ahead and DNA Digivolve and not pass turn. And depending on what they play, if they do see the pieces, then they're able to go ahead and use something like a Mastemon, play out another Digimon, Digivolve into another one, go into another Mastemon. So here we're going to see that they do finally hit one of their level 5s that they're looking for, Digivolving into the Lady Devimon for 1. This is pretty much the one that you want to see the most. It allows you to draw 3 cards effectively and fill your trash with more cards, and then they'll Digivolve into a Magna. It is an Archangel, so it does get the reduction effect from the Gatomon. So just for 2 memory, they're able to go ahead DNA Digivolve into the Mastemon, kind of how I mentioned a second ago. And then they're going to play out the Lucemon, use Lucemon's effect to delete the Bancho, use Mastemon's all turns effect to delete the Mechanorimon, swinging with the Mastemon, get an extra check. Here, if he does in fact have, which he does in fact have it, the second level 5 yellow Digimon, he will be able to just go ahead, Digivolve into that for 1 on top of his 3rd Gatomon, so cracked that he had 3 and they weren't able to get removed. And then he's going to be able to DNA Digivolve again, add something back. He adds back the black Gatomon, which he will in fact just play out. It has Rush, so we'll swing in. It dies to the security check being at 6k. They do notice the 6k difference this time. Unfortunately, I wish they would have noticed it before. Swinging in with the Mastemon, get another check, only hitting a big Mamemon, and then passing to as little memory as they can by hard slamming down the Sala, putting the Mamemon opponent to 3. So here at this situation, when you are the Mamemon player, you do kind of have an issue. Like, the best thing you may have is something like Iron Fisted Onslaught, which unfortunately is only a play cost thing, so it only gets rid of the Zort defeat. You would need something that would delete like the highest DP, and that would effectively clear the board, but at that same point, that's not really going to do a whole lot for you here, because then you would have to pass them to a whole bunch of memory if they had access to, let's say, another Black Gatomon, then it will just go out. So here we just play the Senbon Dokkan, revealing 3 off the top, only hitting 1 Mamemon off the top, deleting the Salamon, and then just going to go ahead and swing in for the last few checks, as the Mastemon player has plenty of swings on board. So that will be Mastemon taking the final round, going undefeated in this event. I know there were quite a few misplays on the Mastemon player's part. I hope you guys can oversee some of that. I know one of them was more glaring than the other, but overall, I like to see when Mastemon is at the top table. I like to see when the Mamemon Tribal is at the top table. So I had to get this match out to you, even though I did realize partway through recording that we did have that glaring misplay. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you do, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We will be having more videos like this. Leave a like on the video, comment any other questions down below. I'll try to have the Mamemon deck profile as the pinned comment, so you guys can see that, as well as the sleeves that they are playing. But with all that being said, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Thanks for staying to the end of the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.